Alright, alright, alright. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Sputnik Plop. How's it going? Welcome back. Soul Commodore here. We're going to be working on this piece again. You know, just hanging out, having a good time, doing some painting, listening to some chill beats. Yeah, so with that, I think we ought to get started. So, first things first, gonna grab our palette. Hey Danny, thank you for the lurk. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Appreciate the support and you checking out the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, so like I said, we've got our palette, and I'm just getting my brushes together. Like so. Alright. And we got to decide what it is that we're going to be doing today. Because we did this little part down here with some mystery legs in the puddle there, little reflection. I think the first order of business today is actually I'm going to finish this light pole finally, because you know we haven't worked on that since the very beginning of the painting, and then we painted over it and then painted it again. So let's do that. I think that'll be a good place to start. So, we got our paint together, got our brushes, got our rag. So we're just gonna clean off one of our flathead brushes. Okay, and for the first time, we've actually got our our reference image up before we start, which is nice. All right. So, got our brushes together. Also, I've got a surprise little announcement planned, because it's someone's birthday today, and I'm just waiting for my older brother to text me that he's watching. Ah, perfect timing, perfect timing. I was just saying that I had a special announcement, so my older brother just texted me. So with that, I would like to wish a very, very, very happy birthday to my nephew, Jeremiah. I hope you're having a wonderful day, little guy. Actually, you're not so little anymore. You're starting to get old. But no, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm sorry that we couldn't come down and be with you today. But we will hopefully see you soon, right around Christmas. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you got a lot of superhero stuff. But yeah, love you, man. I hope you have a wonderful day today, and happy birthday. And if you guys decide to stick around, I hope you enjoy the rest of the painting that we're going to be doing. So, yeah, I told y'all I had a special announcement, and there it was. Alright, so we're just going to be working on this light pole, finishing it off, because it's hard to have a light pole without an actual light on top, you know? It's kind of important. So, Just looking at my reference image because it's kind of an interesting shape for a light on top here. Actually, you know what? While I continue this, because, you know, I already sing "Somebody's Watching Me" every time someone lurks. I think we ought to probably sing "Happy Birthday." So, let's do that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jeremiah. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Now it's a proper birthday celebration. All right. So now the way this light pole works is that it's almost like an X at the top. So you have like a junction box in the middle. And then from each of those branches a different light. Also, if someone wants to drop in chat whether the sound is good in terms of like the volume and everything, because it sounds a little loud on my end. So let me lower this down a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right. So we're going to do this slowly but surely because this is kind of a detailed thing up here. So we're going to take our time with it. Yes, Danny, happy birthday to Jeremiah indeed. I actually looked up a number of like my nieces and nephews and then like other family members' birthdays, and actually there's a fair amount of birthdays this coming year that are going to be during my my stream. So we'll probably be singing happy birthday a lot more in 2022. Basically, if I know you and your birthday falls on a Tuesday, a Thursday, or a Sunday, chances are I might be singing happy birthday to you. So unless I'm actually in person celebrating your birthday, in which the stream will be moved to a different day. You know. Actually, I want to extend this out a bit more from the center, because it's not going to be big enough for what I'm planning. So we're going to bring it out to about here, and then we'll put this stuff in. So much for not screwing it up, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay, because art is full of little mistakes. And we'll just fix them as we go. It's fun, actually, because, you know, we're talking about family here. All of us are, in my family, my immediate family, are artists in our own rights. Like, my older brother is an extremely, extremely talented artist himself, like visual artist. I always, once I found out that he was into drawing like I was, because I've mentioned this on here before, like I really didn't like painting. Really did not like painting at all. But I really did like drawing. And then finding out that my older brother was really into drawing as well and was really, really good at it, it always motivated me, you know. It was really awesome, you know, to be able to share that with him. And now he's doing a lot of construction. Like he's getting into building epoxy tables and doing a lot of woodworking and stuff like that, and it's masterful work. And then, while not so much in the visual arts, my younger brother and younger sister are very much into music. My older brother's very much into music too. Like he plays piano, he can read music, plays piano, played saxophone. I haven't heard him play saxophone in a while. I should bug him about that. Yeah, and then my younger brother is a multi-instrumentalist as well. Drums, guitar, bass. He played clarinet in school, which was really, really cool. Got really good at it too. And he's been in a couple of bands, and I think he doesn't think so, but, well, I won't say that he doesn't think so, but I always try to give him more credit than he gives himself. I think he's a very talented singer. My older brother too. Like y'all are good singers. And then my younger sister, well, my only sister, but my younger sister is very much into music as well. She plays ukulele. She sings. She's actually released some music on Spotify. So, quick little plug for her. If you go on Spotify and search Jasmine, J-A-Z, or Z if you're American, M-Y-N-N. And for that matter, if you want to check out my older brother's stuff, in terms of what he's creating now, it's if you just search Shad Innovations, he's got his website up. You know, it's really great stuff. And yeah, so very artistically talented family in my opinion. And then I sing a little bit. I play piano by ear a little bit. I did years ago. I don't know if I'm still good at it. And I paint a little bit and draw a little bit. So the art side of me, I feel like I actually get from my mom, because my mom was pretty talented at painting. She used to paint murals in our house of like cartoon characters or sports teams that we liked. Like she'd paint them on our walls. You know, which we always appreciated as kids. And yeah. Our dad can't draw at all though, which is okay, because he's where we get all our musical talent from. Because he's a very talented singer and percussionist. And actually pretty talented songwriter, if I do say so myself. But yeah, he's gotten into adult coloring books. So he's taken more of an interest in exploring that part of the artistic side. And he would like try to copy some of the drawings, like just in the margins, and you know, it takes some practice, but he's starting to get it. All right, so we're getting there with this light. But yeah, I hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday so far. Hope it's been if it's chilly where you are, I hope you've been able to keep warm and cozy. I know it's pretty chilly here, but it wasn't like super cold. The last couple of days though have been really windy, like super windy. All right, and last one. Again, this might have been the wrong brush to do this with, but you know what? It's alright. Because it's turning out just fine. Especially because we're just blocking this in for now. And then we're going to add some highlights later to give it some more definition. As the title of the video says, of the stream says, like we're doing a lot of detail stuff today. You know, getting all that squared away. There we go. The older I've gotten, the more and more that I've really started to hate wind. It's so ignorant. Just blowing in your face. You know, pushing your car around while you're driving. Like, it's just ridiculous. Alright, so we have our light, which I suppose I could have shifted that up a little more, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna touch it. Another thing that kind of sucks about this cold weather, I mean, as much as I love cold weather, is like my hands are starting to, like the skin on my hands is getting really dry, and it's starting to like peel a little bit, which is kind of annoying. But yeah. Alright. So, we have this light pole here. but we need another one in the background, so we're going to work on that now. So I'm going to put it right about here, I think. Yeah. So we're going to grab some yellow and some red. More yellow than red though. Then we're going to grab some white, mix that in. And we're going to bring the camera in a little bit actually, so you can see this easier. Oh. And try not to knock the camera over, because the last time I did that, it actually broke my phone cord. There we go. To be fair, it was kind of a crappy phone cord, so it's more on the cord than the action of dropping it, but still. Okay, so we're gonna go right about here. And just gonna build ourselves another little stanchion that our light is going to sit on top of. So I gotta stretch my foot for a second. My foot's cramping up. Alright. So it looks pretty good to start. And now, just gonna put a little bit of a shadow element underneath it to kind of ground it a little bit. You know, nothing too outlandish or fancy. But just something to kind of seat it to the ground, so it's not just floating in space. There we go. Hey, Jake from the Woods. Yeah, no. There's only one way to get me to sing that song. Either you gotta lurk or you gotta ask me really, really nicely. Like, super nicely. But welcome to the stream. Did you stream today? And if so, how did it go? I hope it went well if you did. I'm sorry that I missed it. We were doing some Christmas shopping this afternoon. Three hearts and the Master Sword. Oh my goodness. How? Don't tell me, actually. I'm going to watch the VOD. But I'm trying to wrap my head around how that's possible. But I suppose the I'll have to watch to find out. Ah, there's a bug. Okay. Okay. Well, now you've got me intrigued, sir. I mean, I watch your VODs anyway when I miss the stream, but I'll definitely have to check that one out. The game still thinks it's in the ground. Interesting. That's good to know. Well, since Jake from the Woods is in here, you know what time it is. Just doing a little shout out to y'all for Jake from the Woods. He is a good friend of mine. He does a lot of Pokemon content. He's doing a 3-heart run of Breath of the Wild, in which apparently in his last video he got the Master Sword. So if you want to check out how he did that, you should head over to his channel, give him a follow, subscribe to him. You know, he's a really cool guy, really chill guy. You know, really good friend of mine. And if you like my content, I think you'll like his, because we're two peas in a pod, basically. Sometimes I worry that we have the same brain. But yes, one of my yes. Well, I gotta be kind, man. Like you're deserving of it. But yeah, Jake from the Woods and I have been friends since this is me trying to do math in my head. Hold on a second. 2014. We've been friends for almost 20 years. We've been friends for 17 years. 17 years. Yeah, since 04. Yes, we have on more than one occasion. But yeah, good friends since 2004. Alright, you make me. Alright, cool. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the lurk, Jake. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream, whatever you're able to watch, because I know it's late for you guys over there. So I appreciate it. Okay, so we got our light pole in the distance, and now we're going to do the same thing at the top here. But it's going to be a little less detailed. Actually, I'm going to get a smaller brush for that because it's further in the distance and it's going to be finer detail. So let's get a smaller brush. All right. And because this is in the distance, this is going to be at a flatter angle than this one is. So we'll get that together. that got a little bit away from me, but that's okay. It's fixable. Everything is fixable that we do here. Everything is fixable. We just gotta wait for it to dry, that's all. But we have our 2 light poles. And if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm just gonna grab a drink of water. Also, my apologies to everybody. I keep getting too wrapped up in actually painting. And I keep forgetting to actually go to like an actual break for the ads, because what I want to do is like I want to go to my be right back screen, and then the ad will play, and then we come back from the be right back screen, because I don't want you to miss anything that I'm doing. But that's the second time now that I've missed it, so I will remain more vigilant of that as time goes on. It's a learning process. So yeah, I apologize. We will get better. This brush still has a little bit of water in it, so I'm just gonna dry it off some more. So hope you guys are excited for the holiday season. Whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or something else, or you don't celebrate anything at all, but I still hope that you're looking forward to the season. I know that this time of year has always been a favorite of mine. Okay, this brush just is not cooperating with me today. But that's alright. We'll make it cooperate. And we'll make it cooperate by just being very careful with what we're doing. And not rushing through anything. And for those of you who are going through school right now, I hope that your exam preparation is going well. And if you've already had some, I hope your exams have been going well. And I know that it's a very stressful time of year, because I've been through exams and that whole rigmarole. And I hope that you're taking care of yourselves. Because it's very easy to forget to take care of yourself when you're that stressed and that worried about performance with your exams. It's very, very easy to forget. So I just hope that you're able to make sure that you're getting enough sleep and that you're eating and that you're managing stress okay. Because I know that it's tough. It's tough. And if you do have exams and stuff, and you're still watching this, I appreciate it. All right. So yeah, today is just going to be a whole lot of detail stuff. Taking care of some of the finer things before we move on to the next steps. Yeah. And we are going to, again, just like this one, we are going to clean that one up in a bit. But for now, we're going to do some more detailed stuff. Okay. So, let's get some white. I'm going to come down here. And going to angle this a little bit. There we go. Yo, Jake from the Woods, thank you for gifting a sub to James Bro 5. James, welcome to the Soul Commodore family. I hope you enjoy your stay. But thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. So what we're doing right now is I'm just going to go through all of this pavement and start doing some highlights that will kind of lend themselves to being highlights of just where water is pooling, you know, to give us a little bit more of a wet pavement effect. There's one part of this pavement, though, that I have to actually make more gray. we go. Now I'll grab some more white. As I've said before, I really do appreciate each and every single one of you who come to the channel and watch me, even if it's just for a short time, if you're just dropping in. I really do appreciate it. That you take some time out of your day, especially how busy everyone is. You take some time to just watch me create some stuff, you know. Hey, Rocky Road, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Come on now. There we go. Right now what we're doing is we're doing all sorts of different details, but right now I'm focusing on making this pavement look a little more wet to accompany this puddle, which we worked on last time, that has something a little bit curious in it. But that's primarily what we're working on right now. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think so. Have you worked on anything since that surrealist piece that you showed the last stream you were in? All right. Let's add a little white here. So when you're adding white highlights like this, if you want to make something look wet, what I find works really well is you try to get as much paint off of the brush as possible without it being super dry. And then you just sort of lay the color in. And I find that works really well. You can also do this to get like a nice striated effect on, like, if you're painting water. That's fair. I know exactly what you mean. The most dead I've ever felt in terms of, like, creatively was basically after every semester. Cause yeah, you just feel drained because, like, you just spent all that time in brain power, you know, working on stuff, and you just want to relax for a bit. So I think that's healthy. I think that's normal. I've certainly been there. Anything in particular that you're looking forward to sketching, or just anything in general? Alright, so now what we're actually going to do is we're going to move over toward the van a little bit and do some more details on the pavement over here. So we need like almost white here. Oop, not quite that white. Get some grayness in there. Ah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, I like that you do studies. Honestly, like, I applaud any artist that regularly does studies and all that kind of stuff, because I don't, and I probably could stand to. Because studies are almost like stretching before a workout, you know? Helps get the juices flowing, helps you limber up, helps you see where you might need work, where any flaws might be, and what needs to be improved, and also like what's feeling really good. And I'm terrible at stretching before workouts, and I'm terrible at doing studies. So I could definitely stand to do those more. Well, I'm happy that you decided to come and wind down with us. I appreciate it. Yeah, today's kind of just a relaxing day. We're not moving forward with much progress in terms of theme or any sort of big set pieces in this painting. We're just doing some dirty work down in the details, you know. Just nice stuff like that. Actually, we just did some gift shopping today, and thankfully we were able to get just about like over half of the people on our list. So we were very fortunate, and we did it only making like one stop, which was nice. So yeah, it hasn't been too crazy here yet. Like, the store was bumping, but it wasn't like Christmas yet. Like, and honestly, personally, like, I don't like, it's not that I don't like shopping, I don't like browsing for stuff. I'm very much like, I know what I want. I'm going to go in and get what I want, and then I'm going to leave, right? And if they don't have what I want, then I'm just going to go home, see if they have it online, or I'm going to go to another store maybe tomorrow or even today, you know. I don't like sit around and browse. That's not my particular shopping style. But it's funny because like that's the part of shopping that kind of bugs me, is just the browsing and like walking around looking at stuff. And I don't mind crowds. Parking lots though. I hate trying to find parking during crazy times like Christmas or any big sales or anything. I'm the kind of person who parks way far away from the store if I can, just so that I don't have to worry about that many other cars or pedestrians or anything like that. But during the holidays, like, you can't really get many spots too far out because they're all taken up. So you end up next to somebody. But thankfully, we were able to get the bulk of our Christmas shopping done today. Did this music decide not to loop again? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, parking is tough. And I don't know, like, for any of you who do have cars, and I mean like cars, I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you. It never fails. Every single time that I find a parking spot, like, away from the store, or even close to the store, if there's empty spots around me, and I find this happens more when I park away from stores, and it's like only me, and I have a sedan, right? An old Toyota Camry. I always find that when I park far away from anybody, when I come out of the store, not only are the spots next to me, like right next to me, filled with cars, it's always trucks and vans that I can't see past because they're taller than my car, right? It never fails. It never fails, and I don't understand it. Especially because, like, out there, like, there's so many other spots that people could park in. But they decide to park right next to me in bigger vehicles than mine. Oh yeah. That's another reason why I like parking in spots like far away. Because it's easier to just pull through to another spot so that you don't have to back out. I hate backing out of parking spaces in parking lots too. It's nerve-wracking. Kudos on just recently learning how to drive, though. That's a big step. I didn't get my full license until I was 24, I think. Yeah. So kudos. Obviously, like, it's not a race, it's not a rush or anything, but kudos to you. Driving used to really, really stress me out, like the prospect of driving. But now that I've been doing it for a while, and now I love it. I love it. Although even with how much I love driving, I do kind of can't wait until the day the robot overlords take over and we have self-driving cars that are actually, like, you know, actually able to do what we need self-driving cars to do, and they're affordable and all that kind of stuff. That'll be a wonderful day. Ah, fair. Yep. I think that was pretty much the same with me. Like, I realized that I wanted to move out of my small town, and the place that I was moving to, like up in the GTA, like I was gonna need a car. So for my long-term plans, like I needed to bite the bullet and learn how to drive, and yep. So yeah, with this parking lot, we're just adding some lighter spots to give it more dimension, and like I said, to make it look more wet, you know, in certain spots. Yo, thank you. Thank you for the host, Rocky. I appreciate that. As the thing says, good looking up. I do actually, and the blending here is actually pretty easy because all I'm doing, like, the only color on my brush is white. So as a result, as the white starts to run out, you're just kind of blending into the background that's already dry. So it ends up working out. But yeah, because all this background stuff is already dry, so you just kind of blend until you're not getting any more paint off of the brush, and then you just add some more paint. It's a little cheat code. Blending without actually having to blend. The one thing that you have to look out for when you do this technique, though, is because acrylic paint dries so quickly, as I've said before, you do have to look out for the paint starting to gum up in your brush as it dries, because it can dry in your brush. And then when that happens, like, it gets really hard to work with. So it's a good practice to, even while doing this technique of like just blending with one color on dry paint, it's a good idea to clean off your brush as you go. Just to prevent that from happening. And also remaining aware of how dry the paint is getting on your palette. Yeah, exactly. Acrylic dries very, very fast. especially when you're doing it this thinly. Like, it dries within a matter of minutes. Like this we just did that, and it's dry, right? Like, it's a very thin layer, and it's already dry. But I really do like working with acrylic for that reason. Because one, again, it speeds up the process by which you can fix mistakes. Because you only have to wait a couple of minutes instead of with oil paint, where you just kind of have to like work with the mistake, because the paint's not going to dry for days. And on top of that, it adds the extra challenge of, like, you know, it's harder to blend things, so you gotta sort of come up with your own techniques while you're going. And sometimes you end up with some pretty cool stuff. And you can obviously use a bigger brush for this technique that I'm doing to add dimension. But personally, I just feel like using the smaller one. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more control as I'm going with the smaller brush. Bigger brushes can get away on you, so. But I find that this technique does a really good job of making a surface look like it's wet. I don't know what it is, but this song in particular, I guess with how melancholy it is, it always reminds me of, I don't know why, but actually I think I just I think I just realized the connection, but anyway, it always reminds me of my old retail job when I first moved up here. And I think what it is when I first moved up here, I was already into podcasts, but I got really into a podcast called Lore. And Lore's been around for a while now. But I had just gotten into it, and the host now uses one guy for all his music, but before he would just get like tracks off of not Spotify. He would get it off of SoundCloud and stuff like that, you know. And there's one song that he used in a lot of episodes that actually kind of sounds like this, like it's got the same tone to it. Particularly the piano. And I think that's why it reminds me of work, because I would listen to that podcast all the time, driving to work, driving from work, you know, and just walking around the places that I lived. There's elements of that job that I really miss. Not so much the actual retail part of it, because unfortunately, as human beings, we're hardwired to remember negative experiences more than positive ones. So I had plenty of positive experiences with customers, but the negative ones always stick in your mind more. So I don't miss that element of it. especially trying to do retail in a pandemic. But I do miss the people. There were a lot of good people at that store. There's some good memories. There was one time early on in my employment there, because I was one of the older people working there. Like everyone else was in like their early 20s, and I was like managers notwithstanding, I was in my late 20s when I first started there. And early on, someone was having a Christmas party at their house, and he was a DJ. He's a really good DJ, by the way. He does stuff on... He might do stuff on Twitch, actually. During the next break, I'll look up his name and then share it with you all, because like he's really good. Anyway, he was having a Christmas party, and I'd go, and you know, he plays. He decides to play Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, and I start dancing along to it because I learned the routine when I was in elementary school, you know, and that was great. It was one of those things where like you kind of bond with the people that you work with, because he just started yelling like, I knew it, I knew this guy could do that, right? I just had a feeling. So that was a good time. That was a good time. Yeah, and like toward the end of because our store ended up closing. They had been debating for months whether to move to another location in the mall or just close the store altogether, and they ultimately decided to close it. And they needed someone else to take over the footwear manager role. So I kind of took on that role just because they needed somebody. And I understood why some managers... Well, I've never understood why some managers are very cold and very mean to their employees. But I did get a better understanding why you have to keep some of that distance, because it turns out that it's very hard to manage people that you're friends with. Because you kind of feel bad when you tell them to do something, right? Or you're okay with telling them to do something, and then when they don't do it, you kind of like second guessing, like why would you not just do this, right? Yeah, Rocky, that was fun. That was fun. It was a good time. But it's one of those things where like I understand the position that managers are in sometimes, but that being said, it doesn't excuse some managers' behavior. Like, I've thankfully lucked out, and a lot of managers that I've had have thankfully been good. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's a balancing act, and unfortunately, a lot of managers don't quite get it down. But yeah, I found that it was harder to manage people that than I thought it would be. But I managed, thankfully. And then when the store closed, I thought, you know what? I've done my time in retail. It's time to go try something else. But yeah, when I was originally out on the floor, and then they hired someone else to be the manager out on the floor. And I had applied for that position earlier. And they were going to give it to this other guy, but they were like, we don't want to have to cut your hours. So would you like to help in the back with shipping and receiving? And I jumped all over that. And then my next job after that, I did shipping and receiving for a while. And then the pandemic hit. But that's okay, because I start a new job next week, actually. All right. So, we're going to move back over here. So we're going to move back over here, and we're going to do some more grass and stuff around this this truck. So we'll get our colors together. A little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow. But yeah, with retail, unfortunately, like it's really hard again to like tune out the bad experiences, just because that's again how humans are hardwired. We're really good at remembering really, really bad experiences and kind of brushing off the good ones, which is unfortunate, but all too common. Not quite abstract time yet. It's more grass time. We've got to paint some grass and stuff. In all honesty, the Thursday stream is probably going to be a lot of palette knife stuff. To be honest. We might get to some today, but it's going to be mostly brush stuff today. But don't worry, it's coming. The heavy abstract stuff is coming soon. Right now we're just adding a whole bunch of grass and stuff around this this van here. Once again, trying to drive the point home that it has been sitting here for a good long while and has just kind of been abandoned, left out in the rain. Oh, this is canvas. This is canvas. Yeah. This is a canvas that I've just pinned up on the wall, and then I will stretch it later once everything's kind of finalized. I find this method much easier in terms of like stretching. Hey, Grease the Moon, welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? I hope your cat got a clean bill of health. But glad you could make it. Good. I was just telling Rocky Road that this is a canvas that I'm working on that's pinned up to the wall. And the reason I do that is because like I stretch it after the painting is done. I find that gives me... the other times that I've tried to like stretch a canvas beforehand, I find that if I don't stretch it enough, then I gotta spray it with water to tighten up the canvas, and I find like if I don't tighten it enough, like when I'm painting on it, like you can start to see the frame through the painting, because sometimes you don't tighten it enough the first time, and then you gotta go and re-stretch it, whereas if I stretch it after and it's not tight enough, the painting's done, so all I have to do is spray the back with water, let it dry or like take a hair dryer to it to tighten up the canvas. And then I don't have to try and paint on it again. It's done. So I just prefer this method because it doesn't hurt the paint any. It doesn't hurt the painting. When this painting is done, I'm going to do another process episode where I'm going to show you on stream my method for stretching canvas, especially a canvas that already has a painting on it. It's not the conventional way of doing things, but hey, sometimes conventions can be broken. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be fun and a little bit educational. Well, I'm glad you think so. Plus, it gives me more freedom to because when you stretch a canvas beforehand and you want to paint on it, like you have to oftentimes find an easel, and for the longest time I didn't have an easel, so I would have to paint on my bed, looking down on the canvas while I'm painting, right? Whereas this, I can just stretch it on the wall. I can stretch it as big as I need it to be, and it gives you a lot more freedom because you don't have to figure out ahead of time what size I want the painting to be. You can just kind of let the painting take you, if you will. Take you where it wants to go. Which is another reason why I prefer this method. And some people do worry that it's going to hurt the painting, stretching it. And art conservators, when they actually have to re-stretch a painting, they're careful with it obviously, but they actually take, if they have to replace the canvas, they take the painting off of the old stretcher and then put it on a new stretcher, which requires stretching the painting. And thankfully, painting is plastic. Paint is very elastic, so it can withstand a lot of that as long as you're careful with it, you know. It's hardier than people think. Okay. So grab these colors again, make a nice greenish gray. We're coming up on what was supposed to be the second break of the day, but it'll just be another quick break. I'll run a quick 30-second ad, and then we'll come back and do some more painting. I missed taking a break with the first one because I got so invested in the painting, which I'm going to try and be careful with that because I want to take a break while I run ads so that you guys don't miss any painting, you know. But I'm sure it'll happen again where I just get wrapped up and I forget. So I apologize ahead of time. This time I'm actually watching the clock. Okay. So this under here, I'm not going to touch this anymore, I don't think, because this is looking exactly how I want it. So I think we'll add some shadows to this. Just a few. There we go. Grass and weeds and plants like this, like, always amaze me. Like, it's so hard to keep a house plant alive for you know, any amount of time, but these things can grow up through concrete like it's nothing. Like it ain't no thing. Okay, and then we're gonna have a lot of weeds and stuff back here, so we'll get a jump on that. And this is going to be slightly off the edge of the painting, but that's okay. Oh, no problem, no problem. Thanks for coming out, Moon. I appreciate it. I hope I hope getting your hot water heater is as painless a procedure as possible. But you know, I appreciate you coming out, and hopefully we'll see you next time around, which will be Thursday. And if not Thursday, then I'm sure we'll see you around eventually. Cool, cool, cool. So we'll see you then. I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right. So we're just getting into the weeds here. Things are looking pretty good, I think. Yeah, I think that looks pretty all right. So what I'm actually going to do is I think I'm going to take a break now. And I'm gonna run an ad a little bit early because we won't have to run another one until like the stream is over. So I'm just gonna put up my "Be Right Back" screen real quick, grab a drink of water, and while that's happening, I'm gonna run an ad, and then we'll come right back and we'll continue with the paint. All right, so I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. There we go. All right. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wash off my brush because the paint is starting to gum up in it a little bit because it's starting to dry. So we're going to stop that from happening. And then, what's the next area we can work on? I think I'm going to do some details up on top of this building here next, because this grass and everything, I kind of want to leave now just to sit with it for a second, you know, just to make sure it is what I want it to be, you know, and then we'll come back to it later if we need to, but for now, we're going to do some details on top of this building. Yeah. So we're going to need our white, tiny bit of black, tiny bit of black. And let's see. We'll put like a utility box right here. These aren't super like overly detailed elements to the painting, but it's one of those things where you'll notice that they're not there if I don't put them in, right? Now I'm going to switch to another one of the small detail brushes. I still have to figure out what to put on the side of this truck for an ad, because I don't want to put an actual company per se. It'll be something generic, like a moving van or something, or like a local courier company. I just have to decide what it is that I want to do, and then come up with like a logo, which should be fun. Here we go. Yes, Mocha-Cola has absolutely nothing to do with Coca-Cola. That's a misconception. I do like it. Alright, put another element here. We'll do another one, a bigger one. Here it needs to just be a little bit darker. All right. But yeah, just again, just adding some elements to this building here that, again, you wouldn't necessarily notice when they're not there, but it would feel like something's missing because, you know, a lot of buildings, especially like, you know, buildings like this, will have stuff on top, right? Like vents and utility boxes and all that kind of stuff. And it would be kind of noticeable if they weren't there. So we're just putting these in here. Actually, that would be lighter. It wouldn't be darker. Let's lighten that up. I'm starting to notice now that some of the paint on my palette is starting to dry up. There we go. Yeah. So just tiny little elements on top, just like that, just to add to the realism of the piece. Oh. Oh, yeah, liner brushes. I don't actually have any liner brushes. I've tried them before, and I find that more than anything, I mean, liner brushes are great if you can like get a handle of them and, you know, have the knack for using them in practice. But I tend to just use the smallest brush that I have because I don't have any liner brushes, and with enough practice, I'm sure that I'd be able to get the hang of liner brushes. But like you, like I don't really have a knack for using them. For anyone who doesn't know, liner brushes are like very, very thin, fine brushes that are basically just a line. You put just a very small amount of paint on it, and with a very steady hand, you can draw really fine lines. But yeah, I've never really been good at using them, so I just tend to use the smallest brush I have, use very small little bit of paint on it, and just try to be as small and precise as possible. But hey, Zell, thanks for stopping by. You've been lurking. You. I wish you would have let me know. I would have sang my song. You wish there were more water legs? Well, I mean, hey, this painting's not done yet. There might be more. Or there might be more paintings as a whole. I might do a whole water legs series. Who knows? But I'm glad you've been watching. I hope your day's been going well. I'm just gonna check something in my reference image right now. Just making sure that I got something, just making sure I got things together. Basically what I'm checking is this little tower thing in the back. I'm just making sure I didn't forget anything with that element. Because it is a pretty long ways away in the background, so I just want to make sure I got it together. And it looks like everything's good, I think. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to wash off my brush. Then we're going to, let's see. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some stuff along this building here. Just some more grass and everything. Yeah. So now I have to just check the reference image again. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna add like some grass and stuff along the edge of this building back here. And we'll add some here as well. Once again, you can tell that nobody's taken care of this parking lot or anything in quite a long time. That's the look we're going for. Now this is going to serve a dual purpose, actually. It's going to sort of break up the line between this building and this building while hiding some of the elements where the parking lot and the building don't quite match up. It's going to hide it a little bit. So it's a nice little bonus. I just realized you can't really see that, so let me see if I can drag this a little bit closer. Okay, hold on. I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure out why the camera, yeah, the stream did kind of freeze, but there we go. I think we're back. There we go. All right. We're back. Sorry about that, everybody. Some technical difficulties. Basically, I tried to move my camera, and then I'm using my phone as my camera. So I dragged the phone a little too far from the port on my computer, and it just sort of pulled the cord out, but not enough that it was visually noticeable. So there wasn't any feed, but we're back now. Again, I know we've been streaming for a while. I've been doing this for a little bit, but yes, brought to you by the makers of Mocha-Cola. I like that. You know what? Now I gotta put an Easter egg in here somewhere for Mocha-Cola. We'll do that the next stream. We have no choice now. But yeah, basically my cord got yanked out of my phone, and but it didn't look like it was loose. So, but we're back. And like I was saying, we've been streaming for a while, but we're still gonna have rookie mistakes like that because, you know, I keep it real like that, you know. If there's anything that I don't want to do with this stream, I don't want it to seem like we're actually professionals over here. You know, that would be a bridge too far. We don't want to act like we know what we're doing, because that's when people start to expect more from you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's yeah, it's not a technique that I really practiced a whole lot. It's just, you know, very simple. It gets the job done. So yeah, I like it. Basically just drawing in little points. Which actually lends to kind of like the, because I mean, there is like a pattern to plants, but a lot of it is also random, you know? So I like to keep things very loose and random with the marks that I make with these plants. Especially since they're in the background, you know? And I'm just checking to see where the next collection of plants are in my reference image. Eventually I'm going to have a setup where you can actually like see me do this while also having like a view of the piece. Yeah, there we go. So you'll be able to like have eyes on the piece the entire time, and then there'll be like a camera on me doing all the stuff that I do in the background to make sure everything's solid. Just so that I don't disappear on you. But that'll be in the future. Alright. Now there is one element on this truck that I just realized I missed last time. Right here on this panel. So I'm going to do that real quick before we call it a stream, I think. Which we still got some time. Let's see. Let me tilt this image up a bit so that I actually know what I'm looking at. There we go. But yeah, I've said it before, and I'll say it again many, many times. I do appreciate you all coming out and watching the stream, hanging out, just seeing how my process works. And I'm glad to see that y'all seem to be enjoying yourselves because you stick around, so I very much appreciate that. I never would have imagined people watching me paint, especially like around the world. So it's really cool. It's been a treat to sort of build this community and see y'all come out, and it's been really fun. It's one of those things where I wish I would have started this sooner, because y'all are some cool folks. Oh well, thank you, Rocky. I appreciate that. I'm glad that's the vibe that you get coming here. Here we go. Now just 2 on the bottom. There we go. Now we have that panel that I forgot to paint last time. And there's like a little thing there. There we go. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, put that brush in here. And then we'll back the camera out. This time without the oops. And give you guys a look of the painting as a whole. See if the camera will stretch without actually pulling the cord out. There we go. So yeah, that's our painting so far. We're reaching the end. We're reaching the point where we're going to be abstracting a bunch in it. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. I'm liking how this is turning out so far. So I'm gonna move my laptop up here. And we are going to excuse my sweater. We're just going to take a look and see if we can find somebody to raid real quick. So let's see. Yeah, because we're reaching just about the end of our stream, so let's see. Let's search up art. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can find a digital artist, because I know a lot of you do digital art. But I've said it before, and like I said, I will say it over and over again. I really do appreciate y'all coming out to the stream. It's been fun hanging out with you guys, and yeah, it's I've had a great time, and I hope you've had a great time too. Let's see. There's a lot of people doing art, but there's not a lot of people doing it in English, which is fun, but that's okay. Looks like there's a person here called Antisocial Micro who's doing chill art things and trying out a new style. So I say we go say hello to them. I know nothing about them, but let's go say hello to them. Yeah, Antisocial Micro. So with that, there we go. With that, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. We'll see you on Thursday, 6 p.m. again. We'll continue on this thing. Until then, I hope you all have a great night. And, yeah. Oh, that was... I thought I was running out of time, but I wasn't. So yeah, it does say that this channel is intended for mature audiences, so there might be some language. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and hopefully we will see you all here again on Thursday at 6. So let's go say hello to Antisocial Micro. All right, have a good one, y'all.